As many of you know, I was involved a lot with music in high school and in college, and did a lot of performances and got to really share that gift a lot. And for that, I'm very grateful. But something that happened and that was kind of insidious for me was this sort of a desire for approval and praise with that came along with it. And sometimes, it might seem like a natural thing, but it was something that became almost a driving force for me. And any time I performed, that I was doing it hoping that I would get some praise or some applause that I wanted from specific people. And if I didn't get it, then I would be resentful or angry or just kind of torn up for the rest of the day. Nothing was ever good enough then because I didn't get the praise or what I wanted. I think that this can be the case for us oftentimes in life if we really look at our motivations. And I think that they can be kind of brought together, or they can a motivation doesn't have to be purely selfish or selfless, but a lot of times it's in between. A lot of times we don't have totally pure motives for the things that we do, even if they're to do with the tenets of our faith or giving or being generous. There's some self-seeking involved with that. And we see that with the apostles too. Jesus tells his apostles today in the gospel that he has to suffer and be killed and everything. And then here comes James and John and their mom, and asking that they get these seats of honor next to him when in his kingdom. And Jesus says, you don't know what you're asking. Jesus is disappointed in them because they don't realize that the world of the kingdom of heaven is different than the worldly rulers who lord their authority over others. We can be like that too, or we want to kind of hold. I know that kind of thinking gets into my head a lot too. But no, the world of the kingdom is like upside down from this world in the terms of the way that authority is supposed to be recognized, or that it's supposed to be exercised. It's that you're the servant of all. It means that you're the one who is serving everyone else, that you're the one who is laying your life down first. That's what it means to be a Christian, that we're a people of sacrifice, of self-sacrifice. Not that we go about all our days that in this sort of a really glum and sad way, but what we can realize is that when we do give of ourselves, when we're generous of heart, generous with our things, with our time, and that we are self-sacrificing, it brings its own rewards with it. It's a beautiful way of living. And it takes a lot sometimes for us to get to that place. This Lenten season is a great time for us to live into that generous heart, the way that Jesus asks us to live, to be the last and servant of all. It's not easy, but when we set aside our own selfish motives, our self-seeking behaviors, we start to see that there is something better available for us, and a good deed is its own reward. Let's ask the Lord for that grace today to be selfless, and that we might be, like Jesus, last and the servant of all.